Good afternoon, Chicago. How you guys doing tonight? Sound like a stand-up comedian or something. I'm going to talk to you right now about the bad guys that we are seeing in the revolving doors with our government and Monsanto. So when you hear their names, let me know how you feel about them. So, beginning, I'm going to give you 3 prime examples of the revolving doors. 1. Oh, wrong page. Number 1 is Clarence Thomas, former attorney for Monsanto, later appointed to the U.S. Supreme Court. Number 2, Linda Fisher, Vice President of Government and Public Affairs for Monsanto, later appointed to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency as Deputy Administrator. And number 3 is our prime example, which has a long history in our government and Monsanto. His career, well, first of all, his name is Michael Taylor. Michael Taylor's career began in 1976 as a staff attorney for the FDA. 1981, he was a lawyer for a firm called King & Spalding that serves Monsanto. From there, he went in 1991 as Deputy Commissioner for Policy at the FDA, and then later Administrator for the USDA. Then Taylor returned to Monsanto to become Vice President for Public Policy. It doesn't end right there, it keeps going. Then in 2009, he returned to become Senior Advisor to the FDA, and now he is the Deputy Commissioner for Foods in the FDA. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe there's definitely something wrong with our political system. And so, with that, we must understand that there must never, ever be any differences that separate us. Because there's been so many things that separate us in our culture, in our country. That is race, religion, sexual orientation, economic status. No, we must come together. Our political beliefs come together. My message to everyone is unity. No matter what political beliefs we have, the political system has shown its true colors in recent decades. The power of corporations have greatly influenced the decisions made in our Congress, regardless of the parties being Democrat or Republican. Our greatest example is the Monsanto Protection Act, signed this past March. Signed this past March by our current president. To understand this fact is part of our unity and great awakening. That starts right here with the thousands of people here in Chicago, the tens of thousands more all over the country, in our nation, and the millions all over the world. This is a global awakening. Your power is in your dollar. Don't buy GMO. Buy organic. Support your local farmers. Say no to GMO. Grow organic. Grow your own farms. Grow all your own food. Much love. Peace and love to you guys.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? I love your energy. Love it. I wanted to discuss something real quick as a reminder, okay? Like, we have such good energy, we will use it. We need to use it. Now, we also have to be, obviously we are all educated, right? As a reminder, I wanted to go through this. We have been passing this out like crazy. I've been running across the street like a madman, spreading the information. This information right here. I don't know if you guys got this? You guys got this, yeah? Okay, you didn't get one. All right. Well, we will go through this right now so that we know what we are marching for. We know what we're marching for, right? That's right, that's right. Now, that's right. So, I will go through this so that way we know what to do after the march. Once we go back to our daily lives, we have to practice this. We have to remember that when we go to the grocery store, that's right, when we go to the grocery store, we must be ready. Alright? Like I said earlier, our power is in our dollar. That means, yes, that means that if you go right after this march to somewhere like McDonald's, like seriously, if you buy a Pepsi Coca-Cola, buy a bag of Doritos. We're more educated than that, right? So basically right here, just so everyone knows, the 6 major GMO crops include soy, corn, canola, cottonseed oil, alfalfa.
Not the alfalfa.
Not the alfalfa. And sugar beets. So when you go to the grocery store and you're looking at what you're buying, you look at the nutritional facts, you look at the ingredients. I always do that. I make sure that you read and you avoid these at all costs. When you do that, then they have no more money, they have no more power. That is how you bring down Monsanto. Look for the organic label. Even with the USDA, it can be tricky. We have to do thorough research on this. Like I mentioned earlier, you know, we have Michael Taylor working for the FDA and then the USDA.
We know who the enemy is.
No. So there are some tricky things about that. So because we go to the grocery store, we go to Whole Foods Market, we go to Fruitful Yield out here, you know, it's great. But at the same time, the best way that we can avoid all this is when we actually grow our own food. How do we start? How do we start? Some people don't know. Some people just like, you know, like, well, I go to the store, I depend on the store. Well, build a relationship with your local farmer. We need to give them our support. Research that. Talk to friends. That's why earlier when we were all mentioning unity, that means that we build a connection, a network. We're all human beings and we need to come together. That's why when you have all those things that separate us, you know, Democrat, Republican, black, white, gay, straight, all that stuff. No, those are things that distract us. Those are... We're all human beings. We bleed the same blood. And at the same time, when human beings come together and when we're healthy, and when we are strong, it's a human rights, and we clear our minds, we are focused, we are intelligent human beings. We know, we are educated, and when we have that knowledge, when we have that information, then we know how to take them down. So build a relationship with your local farmers. Go, you know, you guys know, grow your own food. Shit. You know, so when you figure that out, then we become independent. We don't depend on the system anymore. GM foods. The propaganda that Monsanto has tried to teach people is that, oh, we do this to save the world, to feed the world. What? What do you think you're doing, Monsanto? These are chemicals that are in the food that you are feeding to the millions of people in the world. How does that make sense? It does not make sense. No. Those chemicals are foreign to our human body. I will remind you that I am a student of holistic nutrition, so I make sure that I know what I'm talking about. What our bodies need are nutrients. Nutrients, what is that? That is minerals. That is vitamins. Where do you find minerals and vitamins? Antioxidants. You find that in fruits and vegetables. Real food that is grown from the ground, from the soil. And our soil now has been depleted because of these bioengineering corporations that have just wiped out all the land in our world, and they are Mother Earth, and that is our Mother Earth. That's right, my brother. That is our Mother Earth. So take action, like I said, as a reminder. Avoid these genetically modified ingredients. The next time you go to the store, learn how to grow your own food. Build a relationship with your local farmers. That is how we take Monsanto down. Hey guys, I just wanted to throw a little fact at you. Monsanto makes quarterly $1,480,000,000